What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about how when I stopped trying to force things into my life, is when I got everything. And this sounds counterintuitive, but it seriously changed the way that I view things. And it's the same way that I'm gonna use this same mindset to scale my business. And so, obviously, there has to be some type of story, some type of origin as to where this thought process came about. Like, how am I gonna stop trying and then get everything, or get more, or get, you know, like how did all this come about? And it wasn't an easy mindset. I had always been the guy that just worked his ass off, that just grinded, that just put in the hours and just put more and more and more and more. And this has been something that I've had for like years now. It started a little bit my junior year of college, of high school. Then it went to my senior year, and then college. It was like I was just there 24/7. Spent a whole bunch of just time working on baseball. I would work out for 2 whole hours. I would practice with the team for anywhere from an hour to like 3 hours. And then afterwards, I would do mobility training afterwards. Then I would do training for like certain plays. Then I would, just spend my mind on baseball 24/7. Spent my body physically anywhere from 3 to 5 hours per day. I would pray about it. I would, have talks with my friends and family about baseball. And so my whole worldview was about baseball as well. Not only that, but I also had a girlfriend. So not only was I thinking about baseball, I was also thinking about her 24/7. I would call her, I would text her, I would give her so much of my time, so much of my attention. I would drive, literally, her college was about, I think, 2 hours away from my house. I would drive there to go see her. I would spend, 1 to 2 days with her, spend the night. We go out, date, movies, and then we would just spend time together. And so all these things were like in my mind 24/7. And what I want to focus your attention a bit more was my relationship with my girlfriend. Because even though I was like this super just focus, or sorry, I had put a lot of my attention towards baseball, I'd also put a lot of attention towards my girlfriend. A lot. To the point where it was almost toxic. It was like sickening. Because deep down I was saying, no, I really love you. I want to spend time with you. But to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I had felt how wonderful and how great it was to have somebody. To then be alone, like I didn't think I could find anybody else like her. I didn't think that, there was somebody else that could fulfill me like her. And it felt like it had taken me a lot just to get her. And so I didn't want to lose her. So then when at one point in time it had gotten so bad, we were just like, it was like we were arguing, we were just having problems back and forth, to the point where initially, or not initially, but we just broke it off. It had gotten to the point where it was just too much. I wasn't getting anywhere, she wasn't getting anywhere, and so we were like, it's best if we go our separate ways. And as you guys may know, it left me depressed, it left me down. I thought I was never gonna find love. I was never gonna find somebody else like her. Like, when your mind is limited to what you perceive, it's like you don't really know what's out there. And it felt like I had just worked so hard to keep her, worked so hard to have her stay with me. Like, I wanted this so bad. I tried really, really hard to then all this just leave, and then I'm left alone by myself. I ended up doing a lot of bad habits, ended up drinking, ended up partying, ended up hanging around the wrong crowd. My mindset wasn't in the right space. Like, there was a lot of things, deeper than just that breakup that happened. I stopped playing baseball. I dropped out of college. A lot of my colleagues, a lot of my family wasn't really supporting me anymore. I was really by myself. And for a few months, I didn't get much done, to be honest. I wish I had taken that time to just focus on myself, on my goals, and just get to work. But, deep down, like, I didn't know what to do. I had never felt, this depressed ever. And so the only way that I knew how to cope with it was with these external dopamine. So like drinking and partying. And also I was crying like all the freaking time. I just had to let go of that emotion. It was way too strong for me to handle on the inside at the time. And so the best way that I thought to kind of fix that was to just cry. However, here is where the story gets interesting, and where I didn't realize it till like literally months later, even years later, that what I was doing was the right thing. And so after those few months of me being depressed and crying, I started to work on myself. I started to work on my finances. I started to read books. I started to listen to podcasts. I started to get back in the gym and eating healthier. I started to, I was very focused on myself. I was like, if I'm no longer doing things for other people and trying to please them, what if I start doing things for me? What if I start working on myself? What if I start, doing things that I've always wanted to do, but have never been able to? What if I set a goal out there to squat 400 pounds and deadlift 500 pounds and bench press 275 pounds? Like, what if I finally am able to focus my attention on hitting those numbers? Okay, cool. Let me do this. What if I start to read books? I had never read them in high school, never read them in college. But what if I start reading about things that I actually care about? I love business. I love the mindset of like working for yourself, giving jobs to other people, being a leader. What if I started learning about business? I started doing that. I started to just fall in love with business. What if I start listening to people that have the lifestyle that I want? So I started to listen to this podcast and that YouTube video, and I just started watching. And then slowly I was forming myself into a version that was very attractive to me. I was like happy with where my life was heading at. But during this time, I was pretty much just alone. Like, I did all this by myself. I started to just kind of figure all these things out. And then here's where it kind of gets interesting, because my mind was no longer on me trying to find a girlfriend, force a girlfriend into my life, or just send all these messages and cold approach. And I was like, no, like, I'm just gonna chill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna do me. I shit you not. When I stopped trying to force things into my life and just build my garden, like build me, myself, my skills, my finances, figure out ways that I can do, all these different areas better. For some reason, I went out with some of the most beautiful women I've ever gone out with up to that point. Like, I would literally go on dates with women that I thought were out of my league, but it's like they just came to me. Trust me, I did not try. I did not try to find like the best pickup lines. I did nothing. But it's like one of the things that I feared the most was being alone by myself. When I stopped thinking in that way and just started focusing on building myself, it's like those women just came to me. It was like the craziest thing. I didn't realize it at first. Like, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, you want to go out? Sure. We went out, we did this, we did that, fun here, fun there. And then I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I just thought about like, oh, okay, cool. Like, she finds me interesting. You know what I mean? Why not? And I started to realize that, like, when I stopped trying to force things into my life, when I stopped trying to go after, well, not actually go after what I want, but like when I didn't force anything into my life, it's like everything came back to me. If like back then I was trying so much and I was spending so much money and this and that, to now to this point where, bro, trust me, like I didn't have nice clothes. I wasn't getting like a haircut consistently. I hadn't had like the nicest car. I had a Toyota Prius. There was nothing, you know what I mean, that like in my mind would like interest somebody like them, but they saw something in me. And it was just like, I was so deep into self-improvement that like all these things just started to come to me. Not only that, but after a while being alone, I found my best friend. And it was like the funniest thing because I hadn't read books on how to find, good friends. I hadn't, tried to talk to as many people as possible and mold them into my best friend. It just came to me. It was just we spoke in the gym one time, like randomly, and then we ended up becoming like best friends in like a few months. And it was so like organically too. Again, like I didn't try to make this happen. It just came to me. Not only that, but I remember when my Toyota Prius broke down and I was just consistently looking for cars, consistently calling dealerships, consistently doing so much to get a car because I was like, man, I don't have a car. I don't have a mode of transportation. I'm not working around this time just because I don't have a car to take me to and from work. And so I'm thinking like, I need a car. Literally, like the day after I stopped searching, stopped putting so much pressure, I think 1 to 2 days later, my father calls me and he says, hey, there's this Honda Accord, good pricing, good car. Let's check it out. We went, we talked, or I test drove the actual car. We worked out some numbers and I bought it. So what does this teach you? The best way to just attract something in your life is to not force it. You want to build yourself up, build your skill set, build whatever sorts of area you are currently lacking, and everything else will come to you. And it's the same way with my business. It's not so much, oh, how can I market better? How can I do this better? How can I, no. How can I deliver my message to somebody that it intrigues them into coming to me? Like, how can I do that? Like, what does that look like? Is it speaking better, speaking clearer? Is it using different vocabulary? But it's not trying to just like go out there and reach people and try to like grab them. It's just me delivering my message. And if you're interested or like you can connect with that, then you come to me. But it's attracting the right people, the right things into my life that I want. Because whenever I try to force anything in my life, it never comes out well. And so this is the same mindset that I'm going to use for my business. This is the same mindset that I've used to find my best friend. The same mindset that, show me that there are more things out there for me as well. And so with that being said, guys, I hope you got something out of this. This sounds very counterintuitive. People are not going to believe me. They're going to call you crazy. You can say that this is the law of attraction as well, but it's literally worked in my life. When I've worked on my skill sets, myself, I just put my head down and just work. Things have just come out the best way for me. And so that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys freaking kill it today, and God bless.